Welcome to Build Your Presentation, Visual Design Skills for Trainers. Great slides don't just look good, they help your audience learn better. In this course, you'll explore the fundamentals of effective visual design for training presentations. You'll review real-world examples, spot common design mistakes, and apply best practices to create slides that are clear, engaging, and impactful. Let's begin your journey toward building better, smarter presentations. Learning objectives. By the end of this session, you'll be equipped with practical design techniques that can take your training materials to the next level. First, you'll learn how to apply effective layout and spacing techniques. These will help you create clean and organized slides that don't overwhelm the learner. Instead, they guide the eye and support better understanding. Next, we'll explore how to choose the right fonts and color schemes, ones that not only look professional, but also enhance readability and engagement. You'll see how small design decisions can make a big difference in how your message is received. We'll also dive into how to design and present data using charts or visuals that are not just visually appealing, but also easy to interpret. You'll learn how to make your data support your key learning points, not distract from them. Finally, you'll discover how to select and use impactful images and icons to reinforce your message without cluttering your slides or overloading your audience. Visuals should work with your content, not against it. Let's get started. This is an example of a cluttered and ineffective training slide. It includes too many bullet points, lacks visual hierarchy, and is hard to follow. Let's take a look at how this can be improved. Click Reveal Improvements. This redesigned slide is clear, organized, and easier to process. The content is grouped into logical steps, making the flow easier to follow and helping learners understand the structure more clearly. Icons provide fast, intuitive visual cues that reinforce the message and support quick comprehension. Bulleted lists simplify complex ideas, making the information easier to digest. A thoughtfully chosen illustration adds meaning and visual interest without becoming a distraction, supporting the learning objective effectively. The white and light background helps maintain a clean, uncluttered look, keeping the focus on the core message. Consistent spacing and a simple layout guide the learner's focus, while neutral tones reduce visual distractions. By using minimal text, the slide avoids cognitive overload and keeps attention on what matters most. Overall, the visual hierarchy makes navigation intuitive and ensures learners process content in the right order. Good slide design supports learning, and this version shows how structure, visuals, and spacing can work together to deliver your message more effectively. Click the question mark icon to view instructional prompts. And click Next to continue to the next topic. Icons streamline visual communication. Group steps improve clarity. Illustrations enhance understanding without overwhelming. White and light backgrounds keep the design clean. Bullets break down complex information. Readable fonts lead to more engaged learners. Here are 5 simple guidelines for choosing the right fonts. First, font types. Serif fonts are great for print, but not ideal on screens. Sans serif fonts are clean, modern, and easier to read in digital formats. Second, font size. Use at least 18 points for body text, and 24 points or larger for headers. Third, line spacing. Set your line height between 1.2 and 1.5 to make your text easier to scan. Fourth, avoid using all caps. Large blocks of uppercase text are harder to read and slow down comprehension. And fifth, limit your font choices. Stick to 1 or 2 fonts per slide to keep your design consistent and readable. Let colors do the talking. Here are 4 tips for using color effectively in your slides. First, contrast matters. Make sure there's enough contrast between your text and background. Use dark text on a light background or the reverse. Avoid low contrast combinations like yellow on white or red on black. Second, color harmony. Choose complementary or analogous color schemes. And don't overload your slide with more than 4 strong colors. Third, brand alignment. Stick to colors that reflect your company's branding or the theme of your course. And fourth, text hierarchy. Use color to highlight keywords or important information, but use it sparingly to avoid distraction. Which of these is more readable? Let's compare and decide. Click each Compare button to view different slide samples. Each example shows a poor design next to an improved version. See how font and color choices affect readability. Let's compare these two designs. The poor example uses a dark pink font on a light red background. While the colors may seem vibrant, they lack contrast, making the text hard to read, especially for learners with visual impairments or color blindness. Now, look at the improved version. It uses a dark gray font on a light green background. This combination provides a high contrast, which improves readability and makes the content easier to scan and absorb. Click the back button to return to the main comparison menu. Let's compare these two designs. The poor example uses brush script mount in all caps, a decorative, handwritten style font. While it may seem artistic, it's difficult to read, especially for longer text or on digital screens. Now, take a look at the improved version. It uses Arial, a clean, sans serif font known for readability on any screen. Arial ensures clarity, professionalism, and is widely recognized for its accessibility. Click the back button to return to the main comparison menu. Let's compare these two designs. The poor example uses line spacing of 1.0, with a header font size of 10 in Berlin Sans, and body text at size 8 in brush script mount. These choices make the slide feel cramped, and the small, inconsistent fonts are difficult to read, especially on smaller screens or for learners with visual challenges. Now, look at the improved version. It uses line spacing of 1.5, a header font size of 18, and body text at size 12, all in a single, consistent font. This creates better separation between lines, improves readability, and gives your content a more polished, professional appearance. Though remember, the ideal font size is typically 24 for headers and 18 for body text to ensure maximum accessibility and readability. Click the Next to continue to accessibility tips. Which design is more accessible? Compare and decide. You'll now see 4 different slide designs. Take a moment to observe the differences in font, spacing, contrast, and layout. Then, click the option that provides the best readability for all learners. Accessibility is about more than just visual appeal, it's about making sure everyone can easily read, understand, and engage with your content. When you're ready, make your selection. Not quite. Cursive text in yellow on a white background lacks contrast and is difficult to read, especially for learners with low vision or color blindness. Remember, accessible design means using clear, readable fonts and high-contrast color combinations that work for all learners, not just some. Take another look at the options, and try again. Click the back button to return and review the designs. Incorrect. This design uses all caps with low contrast red on black, which can strain the eyes and reduce readability. Click the back button to return and review the designs. Incorrect. The color combination and italic serif font make this design difficult to read for many learners, especially those with visual or cognitive challenges. Click the back button to return and review the designs. Correct. This design uses a sans serif font with strong contrast, making it highly accessible and easy to read for all learners. Click the Next button to continue.
Studies show that when content is delivered in a text-only format, retention drops significantly. Learners may absorb only 10% of what they read. Click See Visual Comparison to explore how visuals can make a difference. Now compare the two: a visual format. When learners see meaningful icons and well-designed layouts, they retain up to 65% of the information. Visuals are not just decoration, they boost understanding and memory. Click the back button to return to the main screen. Match the chart to the message. Which chart type best shows a comparison of data between categories? Click the chart that you think best fits. Not quite. Each chart type serves a different purpose. Pie charts show how parts relate to a whole. Line charts are used to show trends over time. Scatter plots help visualize relationships between variables. But for comparing values across categories, bar charts are the most effective. Take a look at this chart. At first glance, it may seem detailed, but it's actually overwhelming. Now, click the toggle button to compare it with the cleaned up version. Clean charts eliminate distractions and support learner focus. Notice how unnecessary grid lines, poor color contrast, and excessive legends were removed. The simplified version highlights key data clearly, making it easier to understand and act on. Spot the best chart. 3 teams completed a project. Each team's score is shown below. You'll now see the same data presented in 3 different charts. Your task is simple: spot the chart that communicates the information most clearly. Pay attention to how layout, color, labels, and design choices affect your ability to read and understand the data. Once you've made your choice, click to reveal the correct answer and feedback. Correct. This chart uses a flat 2D design with clean labels, strong color contrast, and no unnecessary clutter. The direct labeling and simple layout make it easy to read, compare, and understand the data at a glance. It's a great example of how thoughtful design supports clear communication. Click the back button to return to the main menu. Not quite. This chart is visually misleading. Pie charts are designed to show parts of a whole, not to compare separate totals. With no clear labels, values, or percentages, the message gets lost. It may appear simple, but the design creates more confusion than clarity. Click the back button to review the other chart options. Not quite. Too much style, not enough clarity. This chart uses 3D bars and bold red colors, which may look striking, but they distract from the actual data. The unnecessary effects reduce readability and make it harder to compare values accurately. Remember, the goal of a chart is to make data clear, not decorative. Click the back button to review the other chart options. Not all visuals serve the same purpose. Use photos when you want to show real people, evoke emotion, or build connection. Choose illustrations to explain abstract ideas, simplify complexity, or visualize things that can't be photographed. And use icons for quick, clear communication, especially when space is limited or you need to guide attention. Selecting the right visual tool helps your audience focus, understand, and remember your message. Click each icon to explore 4 essential visual design rules. Strong visuals are not just about looks, they need to be clear, relevant, consistent, and well placed. Let's break down what made the overloaded slide ineffective. A wall of text, overwhelming and hard to scan. Unrelated stock photos, they add clutter instead of clarity. Misaligned layout, distracting and unprofessional. Competing colors, which fight for the learner's attention. Now, compare that to this clean, focused slide. It presents one key idea at a time. The visual supports the message without distraction. Clean layout and spacing make it easy to understand. Simple, purposeful design helps learners focus on what truly matters. Where can you find high-quality images and icons for your presentation? Click on each logo to learn more about the available sources and what they offer. Unsplash provides high-quality, royalty-free photos taken by photographers from around the world. They're perfect for backgrounds, training scenes, or any visual that needs a polished, realistic touch. Click the back button to return to the main menu. Flaticon offers thousands of free, customizable icons in a variety of styles. They're ideal for infographics, slides, buttons, or interactive content, anywhere simple visual cues are needed. Click the back button to return to the main menu. Canva is a user-friendly design tool with templates, icons, and images. You can easily create custom graphics, presentations, or mock-ups, even without a design background. Click the back button to return to the main menu. The Storyline Media Library is built into Articulate. It gives you access to characters, stock photos, illustrations, and icons, all royalty-free and ready to use in your e-learning project. Click the back button to return to the main menu. Let's recap the 4 key design principles we've learned. Click the Learn More icons on each card to see a quick pro tip. It's time to put your design skills to the test. Drag each example to the matching design principle. You've got 2 tries, so make them count. When you're ready, hit Submit to see how you did.
Great job. You matched all items correctly. Congratulations, you've successfully completed Build Your Presentation, Visual Design Skills for Trainers. Your commitment to creating engaging, clear, and visually effective training materials will make a real impact on your learners. Be proud of your progress and keep designing with purpose. Well done. To have a copy of your proof of achievement, click the Download Certificate button.